This is why you don't wear fucking gray pants and wash your hands in the bathroom.
You're on.
Huh?
You're on.
I'm there.
Right now. I'm watching you clean your bowling ball.
There might be a whole lot of excited people on that thing today watching me clean my balls.
Well, just
All right, Elks Farm, welcome back to another week. Week 31.
perfect. Now you're on too.
So everybody's below.
I got the back of your head on.
What you think so far, what you still owe, if you are up or behind. So there's been some confusion so far, so let me try to break it down real quick. We pulled 30 weeks.
And good evening, everybody, from Robert Eddy's living room here, Lightning Strikes Bowl in Fort Myers. I'm Larry Lichtenstein. Welcome to week 31 of the Oaks Farms League, presented by Charlie's Irrigation and Jopo Grips. We're going to watch Keith Cross make a few announcements, and I'll be right back.
How much the season total is and how much is remaining. So as an example, if you paid $1,100.
There's the great Matt McNeil talking to Robert Hilton. And McNeil will be bowling tonight, and what a state tournament he had. City tournament here last week and shooting 23.55 for 9 with 8.36 in the singles and a 300 games. 555 over for 9 games last weekend. The great McNeil, or 2 weekends ago, excuse me. There he is. Works for Storm, obviously going to be on the road soon. But when he's not working for them, he lives here in Alva, Florida, and where he is with Hall of Famer Robert Hilton. We're going to let him make these announcements, and we'll be with you momentarily.
There's only a couple teams that are behind. They're not behind very much, so it's not any danger of anything crazy. So please come see me if you have questions on lane 36. Envelope, free cash down to me on lane 36.
TNBA.
He's got jackpots and brackets here at the counter if you want to get in. Friendly reminder to make sure you fill out your recap sheets tonight. Put all your scores in there. It'd be greatly appreciated.
I was chucking the shit out of that thing in the ball.
And back in a few minutes.
And the lady, Victoria, who bowls there, can tell me, Jason. But I wasn't reading it because when we practiced, I kept kabam on it, and I was like, oh, this shit didn't take that bad. Yeah. You start missing on them things and you're not on, you're done.
How you doing there, Bradley?
I'm sure they make that. Yeah, oh yeah.
You guys do it? Here? Oh, where's that? Is that the one that's next to the bar? Which bar? Like a bar, bowling alley?
Not as close as this one.
So there's an Outback with a Bolero.
There's an Outback, but it's not a Bolero.
And there's a bowling alley though behind it. Maybe it's further south, Sarasota. We talked about that in Sarasota.
And as you can see, the house filling up for this great league in its 7th year here at Lightning Strikes. And today is quite a day. I've got to check this with Robert Eddy, but I believe that today is the day he bought this bowling center 7 years ago. And I'm going to go talk with him for a moment. I will be right back.
Dude, Pablo and Rhubarb. That's what I'm saying. And Mike's not coming for us, so where's Jordan? Oh, Jones was?
Yeah, well, it's easy whenever it's in the country. It's whenever it's like some sort of food.
The worst
All right, tomorrow drills are coming up now for your 10 minutes of practice. And if anybody is interested in subbing, we do have one team in need of a sub. Please come see me at the front desk.
Mike Jones is going, but he ain't.
And everybody, while you're practicing this evening, everybody, I meant to make this announcement a little earlier. For all of you that are voting tonight, today is the day that Robert Eddy purchased this bowling center 7 years ago. He bought it on April 1st, 2019. We have a nice round of applause for our owner, Robert Eddy. Again, thank you so much, Robert, for buying this bowling center and giving us this beautiful facility to bowl in. I hope you have a great year number 8. Okay, this is the day that Robert bought this bowling center in 2019. It's an interesting story. It was foreclosed on, and he went to the courthouse, and the place owed a lot of money in liquor taxes, property taxes, and sales taxes here in Lee County. And he cut him a check. And he was a proprietor all in one day. And today starts year 8. He bought it April 1st, 2019, and he turned it into quite a wonderful facility, the #1 bowling center in Southwest Florida. Great leagues, great tournaments, great owner, and we want to thank Robert for everything he's done for bowling here in Southwest Florida. Okay, we're going to watch the practice now tonight. And I got to tell you what, I was in here about 5 weeks after he bought it, and I was scared to death. The parking lot had ruts in it a foot deep. There was no lights in the back or the sides or the front. The first 12 lanes were cannibalized. No scoring, no masking units, no ball returns, no seating. Half the parts were off the pin setters for the first 12 lanes. There was 88 8-foot light bulbs out in the ceiling above the lanes. I counted. 88 were out. Dark spots everywhere. No concourse lights. Every one of these lights above me, right here, that you could see in this picture, were out, completely out. It was dark, real dark. And no bar behind me there. That was just a wall with a storage room behind it. And every ceiling tile had leaks in it and stains on them. No cubica scoring, which we now have, that we bought out of Fremont, California. Had them transported back here. A bowling center closed there in the Bay Area. We never knew, all of us never knew what we would have here 7 years ago. And especially me, having been in 750 bowling centers in my life in 49 states, I had written this place off. I knew it was going to be a parking lot or an auto dealership. Little did I know I'd be live streaming here pretty much for the last 7 years. So I want to thank Robert. All of us appreciate what he's done for us here. He's bowling tonight. Our great owner. April 1st, 2019. It's a long time already. tour the last few days. I always follow it. How about E.J. Tackett? Is that young man from another world? He was leading going into today. I guess he's in second. I think Harahan ran around him. But obviously, if he makes another show, that's 5 shows to 7 tournaments with a low finish of 12th. And even though he hasn't won, I guess they have a rule on the tour that you can't win Bowler of the Year unless you won once. So if he wins one tournament somewhere in the next month, he will obviously be the leading candidate for the 4th consecutive Bowler of the Year. Now, the other side of the coin is if Kroll wins again or Dombrowski wins again, they're going to be obviously the leading candidate for Bowler of the Year, having each won a major and a second event. So, I mean, the stars got to line up for him. He's got to win once and hope they don't win twice. Now, if he wins 3 times and they each win once, he's got an absolute lock for his 4th Player of the Year. He doesn't change. He looks the same physically, mentally. I saw Dick Weber do that. I saw Earl Anthony do it. I saw Roth do it. We saw Walter Ray do it. We saw Norm Duke do it, where these guys went for years and dominated. And it's fun to watch. Obviously, he's coming off the great run of Belmonte. Now, that was a guy that nobody thought could be beaten these last 4 years, and he's beat him every year. So it's very interesting watching the new stars coming up. And I was talking with Ricky Ward last night. He's had his best month in business since he opened here in the month of March. So we want to thank all the local bowlers for supporting Lightning Strikes, coming in here and getting equipment prepared by Ricky and Mark and Chucky and Gary in Lightning Strikes. Just these guys are doing an unbelievable job servicing the bowling public. At one time, you could see 3 milling machines drilling balls, and I've seen it. I've walked by. I was on them for a while myself. You're not going to walk by too many pro shops and see 3 guys on 3 drilling machines at the same time. It just doesn't happen. The place is absolutely unbelievable. I want to congratulate Ricky on a great job, and his wife Lisa, who last night had 290, her high game. And other than Chrissy Stewart, she's got the second high game of any of the women bowled. Oops. We lost 35-38, so I can't get them on until this weekend. Sorry about that. Fortunately, that pair has a bug in it. Yeah, it's gone. So we'll be watching lanes 5 through 20 and 21 to 34, and then 39 to 50 for tonight's action here at the living room. Joe Panko feeling better. I certainly hope that he can somehow stop going into these hospitals for that leg. Somehow. Enough is enough. You need to go home. Jason. Jason. Now Betty's on. Betty's on, Jason. Betty's on. You want to say hello to Betty? Want to say hello to your mother?
That's my beautiful wife, my mom. They're both sitting together watching.
Yeah. And tell everybody where you live again.
I live in Ocala, Florida.
And how many miles is that from this bowling center?
It's about a 4-hour ride. Couldn't tell you the miles.
About 250?
Got to be close right
About
there.
250 miles. So you're bowling here and you live there.
Yep.
You don't drive round trip every night, right?
No. I work down here.
I know that. I just wanted people to hear that we actually have somebody bowling here in league for the league season who lives 250 miles away.
Figured I'd give it a whirl. It'd be sitting in a bar.
Yeah, it does be sitting in a bar.
I enjoy the bowl, so it worked out well. I used to come and sub a lot.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us. I wanted your mother to see you tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got him right here, Mom. There he is. Your son. We're going to watch him bowl a little bit, too. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to get back to that practice now here at Lightning. And there's Marquilla, the daughter of TJ Williams. Now, TJ's recovering. We look forward to seeing you soon. Had her knee replacement yesterday, and she's got some recovery time in front of her. I had a hair replacement yesterday. I'll show you what it looks like. I have no recovery time and no chance either way. Hooley. Again, we will not be live streaming this Sunday, Easter Sunday. So Saturday will be my last day this week. Got a nice tournament scheduled for everybody. And I got a little time off. I can't believe it. I'm not going to take any lessons on Monday, so I get Thursday, Friday. I work Saturday. I'm off Sunday, Monday. Boy, do I need it. There it is. Mike Edge bowling tonight, who had 300 here Monday night. Great to see Mike have 300. Avid bowler, him and Emily bowl all of our events. We had 2 300s Monday night. We had one last night with Billy Seymour, his 78th 300 game. There's David Forbes, the GM of Audi, of course. Now, we do have our proprietors running in a few weeks over at Gator Lanes. Gator, an 18-lane establishment here in Fort Myers. Each year, the proprietors event moves to a different venue. Last year it was at Bowland, Naples, which used to be called Woodside Lanes, and this year it will be at Gator Lanes. That is a major scratch event. And we're also going to have a scratch event here, not this weekend, but next weekend, with 500 added by Audio Fort Myers. So pull up the Lightning Strikes Facebook page. You'll see our schedule for April.
Why didn't you tell me you had a special?
And Maggie Miller's on. Hi, Maggie. You got to hear this, folks. You're not going to believe this. Today, I'm on the phone with Joe Panko, and Joe's got me connected to this fellow that he's talking to. I hear him talking to the fellow, but I hang it up to call Joe back later. Now, I hear the guy's voice in my phone. You got to hear this now. Joe did not tell me who he was, but I hear him talking to him, and I'm figuring I'm eavesdropping, so I hang the phone up. And Joe says to me when I called him back later, "Did you hear me talking to Jack Nicklaus?" And I didn't say a word. I didn't get mad and start screaming. But Jack Nicklaus's voice was on my phone for about 5 seconds, and I hung it up. He was asking Joe how Joe's doing with his wife. Jack Nicklaus was on my phone, and I didn't know it because Joe didn't tell me, and I hung the damn thing up. Well, I would have had a chance to say hello to him, and it bothers me that I didn't, because I would just like to said to him, thank you for allowing me to watch you for the last 65 years. It's been an honor and privilege. Started watching the Golden Bear in the early 60s, and there he was on my phone talking to our own Joe Panko. Thank you, Maggie. I miss you guys. You'll be back. We'll see you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Hope you're still running. Maggie, I've been running for the last 20 years, but the people chasing me were bill collectors. You see, I've been running since I was about 55, Maggie. Had at least 10 banks at one time chasing me. It was fun, too. I found out how fast I could really run. I never knew until the banks started chasing me. It was wonderful. I could outrun Wells Fargo. I could outrun Bank of America. Oh, it was great. But finally they caught me. They locked me in one of their vaults for 20 years. I just got out a few weeks ago. And McNeil tripping a 6 and says, thank you. I'll take it. Yeah, I missed him. And Joe said, Litch, did you hear it? I said, yeah. Well, he said, that was Jack. I said, what? I just didn't know. I'm sure there'll be another time. But that's who Joe knows. Joe's got some very wonderful friends in his life. Jim Nance. Gary Player was best of friends with Arnold Palmer. Jack Nicklaus. And Larry Lickstein. How's that? Joe, did you tell Jack you knew me? Jack would have said, who? Who? Who are you talking about? And Don Gain is on. Don Gain, welcome aboard, sir. Don Gain from West Virginia, I believe, right, Don? I think it's the same Don Gain. I didn't know too many Don Gaines in my life. Hope you're doing well, sir. Every once in a while, somebody will get on from Suburban Lanes, where I was for 3 years. I must say, my memories of Suburban are very vivid and very wonderful. I miss it. Probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life was to leave there. I should have stayed, but I didn't. And to work for Jerry and Steve was an honor and privilege. And be with Justin and all of you was great. And maybe someday I'll sneak back for a little bit. I don't know. The older I get, the less I travel. What a cool place that is. That's the best 24-laner in the United States right there, boy. The Lorenz family does know how to run a bowling center. That I can tell you. Had a chance to talk to the great Dave Sutar a few days ago. He's going to be 86, the 1973 Masters winner, where he beat the legend Dick Ritker out of Hartford, Wisconsin, in Syracuse, New York. I bowled that Masters. I did not bowl well in that Masters. I was very upset when I left. There was a good shot on the left, and I couldn't make it. 73 was a bad year. Only 3 top 10s in my pro career that year, and struggled the whole year. Fought it. Had a few bright spots, but didn't make any money. Kind of tough to feed a wife and a little boy with no money. It was a tough year.
That's cool to be on here. What position did he play?
Well, you know, he has the distinction, Betty, of living the farthest away of any of our league bowlers, which is interesting. We also have Dwayne Billy bowling tonight, right in front of me on 23 and 4. And let me double check that. And Dwayne comes from Lake Okeechobee, which is right at about 100 miles from here, and drives it every night when he bowls here. So we have a gentleman who bowls 100, lives 100 miles away, and one 250 that bowls in this league. That's a scary thought when you think about how many bowling centers they drive by to get to us. We're pretty lucky. Well, thank you, Maggie. I guess I lasted this long because I like it. You know, usually you don't last at a job you don't like, and I don't. I have left at times because I was uncomfortable, and then I found I also made a mistake after I did it. I left here in 2021 for 2 years, and I missed it. I left Morgantown in April of 2018, 8 years ago, and I missed it. I found that I would leave and 2 months later ask myself why the hell I did it. And that bothered me tremendously because I didn't know why. I had concocted these things that I thought were right, and they really weren't. I had a hard time making decisions at that time in my life, and I realized what it was that caused it. And it's been a lot easier these last 3 years for me because of sobriety. Sobriety has changed the thought process, and for me, after years of alcohol, my decision making was very erratic and very unstable, and it became part of the way I thought. Even though I was extremely successful on a tour, I still made a lot of bad decisions there as well. But I lasted 22 years out there. I look back at it now, and the only regret I have is I wasn't sober in my life. Other than that, it's the one thing I probably should never have done. But, sometimes we do things and we don't realize that maybe we shouldn't have done them. It is a free country. You are allowed to go into a bar at night, socialize, and listen to some music and have a lot of fun, if you will. But in my case, I was abusive. And when you become abusive, obviously, it does affect your thought process. So I'm very grateful because I'm still healing. I started year 8 in January. And my next goal is next April 15th will be 100 months of sobriety, and you figure if I save $500 a month, that's $50,000 that I would have spent. So that's a good thing. There was a reward. And I have no problem with the people that do it. Again, it's legal. Joy Catrope is on. Ralph Marple is on. Yes, Don Gain. I stay in touch with Brian Robinson and Justin Malik. They are, I'm on the phone with them, 3, 4, 5 times a year. We find each other. We maintained a friendship. So I knew about Mr. Steve's passing. Yes, I did. He was quite a man, obviously. Great entrepreneur, great businessman, and developed that part of town rather well, I might add. And ran quite a successful business, several businesses. I wish I had a winter job and a summer job. I know it sounds silly, but if I thought I could live there from like May to November and work, and then live here from November to May and work, sign me up. I'd figure something out. What really got me was the cold started to bother me. I got sick a few times. I woke up with chills and body aches, and it was bone chilling living out there. Out in Pennsylvania on the other side of the river, out by Port something. I forget where it was where I live. Port, I don't know. It was out there about 17 miles. Had to cross the Mason-Dixon line to get there. That was interesting. I would drive by the Civil War cemetery every day, and one day I stopped and I looked at every gravestone, and everybody died on the same day. I went, oh my God. There was like 200 gravestones on this cemetery on the way to where I lived, and they were all buried where they died in that cemetery the same day. It was a battlefield during the Civil War, and I drove by to and from every night, and I never saw anything like that till that day, and since then, never saw anything like that in my life. When you read them, and you read, oh my God, you started to understand what was there, 150 years earlier. Well, you've got to figure 1860, 1960 was about 160 years earlier, where you were standing was, a horrific battle. Unbelievable. For some of you that have never experienced that, believe me when I tell you, that'll wake you right up when you realize what was right there. Okay, we're looking for large strings, and right now I don't see any, and normally we see a lot, so that's sort of interesting. There is 5 in a row on 14. This pattern that we've been using here all year, I have seen several times where game 1 was the lowest scoring game, and then they broke down a little bit. People figured them out, and then they became very high in games 2 and 3. So tonight, it's like there's some strings. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We have a chance for 2 or 3 300 games. So we'll see what happens. Hannah Lee's on. Welcome aboard, Hannah Lee.
Again.
Yeah,
Started out good and then
yeah, it's done that to me. What I have to do is, if I reboot before each show now, it'll last. And I didn't do it now. The last 3 shows where I didn't reboot, I lost them anywhere between 10 and 30 minutes in. But if I reboot, it'll go the whole show. So when I reboot, Saturday, I'm going to reboot, which I have to do from now on, because this is habitual.
rebooted 12:30 or something.
I just, so you know. I found out today, and I don't know if it's true or not. I have a 300 ring from April 8th, 1967, which is next week. It'll be 59 years since I threw it. It's one of the original gold rings. It was a treasure in my life, but it's been in a drawer for 59 years. I did wear it in the early 70s. I did wear it 50 years ago, but it was starting to get beat up. And I've been told I can get $3,500 for that thing. And, you know, if it was $1,000, I'd never even think about it. But for $3,500, and I got a PBA Hall of Fame ring, and, you know, everybody cherishes those things. But if somebody handed me $7,000, I'd have to really think about that. I'm going to bring him, call up a guy tomorrow and have him look at him, and then I got to think about it. I know once I get rid of him, I'll never see him again. But $7,000 is a lot of money to replace 2 things that have been sitting in a bedroom dresser for 50 years. It's amazing how gold has hit this number from another planet. My God, who knew? I got 9 in a row right in front of me, so we're going to come back and watch that because I can't miss that one. It's staring me right in the face on the scoring unit. I'm going to go down the line here and just look at a few things and see what we have on the low end. And my friend Gina's on. Welcome aboard, Gina. All right, we're going to go back now to, looks like it's John Fleisinger. on 25-6, and that's interesting. John Fleisinger a few weeks ago had 750 on Tuesday night, won a car, won an Audi, and I think he's got 9 in a row. And for him, I don't know if he's ever had 300, but you can bet he'd want this one. Let's see if he can get it. That's a good shot. Come on. Atta boy. Look at John. He's smiling. Well, he's got a nice game. And if you really watch it, he needs a lot of entry angle. I mean, he needs friction. He's got a soft hand. But if you watch the footwork and the arm swing, it's not bad at all. I'd love to see him bowl 300. He is an avid bowler. Does a lot of traveling around the state on the weekends. And hopefully he can have a dream come true right here. Hold it. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. All right, here we go. Now, one ball away from perfection. And I really, really hope he throws it like he did the last two, because if he does, he'll strike. Key is, what's the heartbeat doing? Obviously, it's got to be up. I think you should really take some deep breaths here now and not rush. Let everybody get off the approach. Take some deep breaths. And here we go. Let's see if we can have the night's first 300. John Fleisinger from Lake Placid, Florida. Oops, pulled it. Hold it. No, darn it, didn't get it off his hand. All right, great shot. Tried hard. Got a little nervous there and grabbed it. You can see it was left the minute he let it go. I'm sure he's disappointed, but still a great game for John in game one. Hopefully he'll continue to bowl well tonight and shoot a good game. Well, he's smiling. That's good. There's some disappointment there, no doubt about it. We all get disappointed when we don't throw 300 and we have a chance. But having the first 11 and a shot at it, that's all you can ask for. And obviously he's texting his fan club. The John Fleisinger fan club are checking on him this evening. Fans from around the world. People are calling him now from Beijing, Singapore, Hong Kong, Mexico City. The world-renowned John Fleisinger, ladies and gentlemen. I believe right now Donald Trump is on the phone contacting him. The president just called, congratulated him.
340.
What's that? Who had 3? Oh, John Fleisinger. Yes. Can you beat 340? .340 with handicap. Yes, the handicap system has done wonders for the world of bowling. John Fleisinger in game one with a 340 game. Dwayne, you want to know when I'm going to bowl again? Well, Dwayne, I believe in reincarnation, bro. In my next life, when I come back, probably around, I don't know, maybe 2060 or 2070 on the next fling. I'll have me a couple of resin balls. I'll come back two-handed. I'll have some hair, maybe a little money, and maybe I'll become bowler of the year in 2070. And of course, if anybody believes that, they will realize I really am not well in the brain. I do have issues. Yeah, I would love to bowl, Dwayne. I really would, but I know how it's going to feel the next day. I've already done that several times in my 60s when I tried to bowl again. And what I felt the next day, I wouldn't wish on my enemies. I mean, I'm talking from the back and neck, shoulders, wrist, elbow. Not good. Not good at all. And my sister's on, Mickey Bennett. And she really is my sister, folks, the poor thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Michelle. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Say hello to Andrew for me. I hope he's feeling better. And thinking about you guys, as usual.
Yeah.
I think I've told you folks before, it's an unbelievable story. I have two sisters, and I've known Michelle all her life, but I met a sister at the age of 72 that I never knew. And we stay in contact, we talk, and it was like this thing I never dreamed of a day in my life. And the other day I got a hit from a cousin that I have not seen, I believe, in 55 years. And we knew each other as children. And I got a hit from my cousin Charles on Ansa Street. And that one there sort of floored me because I didn't know if he was still alive. Nice game. Very nice. I didn't know if he was still alive. We had not contacted each other since the early 70s. I had no way to know where he was. And I got a hit, so I know he's alive, thank God. But that's what happens, I guess, to a lot of us where our families spread apart. Sometimes we lose contact or we don't know a lot about them. And unfortunately for me, that happened. Hard to figure when that happens. You just don't know how or why. But I'm sure I'm not alone. Well, our dad was a beautiful man, Michelle, a beautiful man, and we were very fortunate to have a genius for a father, and I miss him dearly. Oh, yes, on Dad's side. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, now we got Rich coming up here now. That's Lee Ratchin. Now, Lee Ratchin told the Masters last week did not have a good showing. I know he came back very disappointed. I really thought he was going to bowl a lot better than he did. He's been throwing the ball great, but he got a little locked up out there, and that can happen. So let's see if he can have a good night here. Here we go for number 10. Oops, you got the Litchi kiss. Sorry, Lee. I'm the reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, I'd like to get that shot back. And you know something? It almost cost him the game. Look at Brian Tootin, shot 256. Lee beat him 274 to 266. Keep in mind, this is a point league. So Tootin losing with 256. But he did strike out, which might get him team game, because Lee opened and Tootin tripled. So Tootin picking up 10 and Lee losing 35 on one ball. And a potential 300 dropped to 265. Yes, I'm still trying, Michelle. I'm going to know a little more I have to talk to the boss. I'm going to mention something to him. I do see some time here to come up for a week. I'd sure like to. I'd like to go to Yankee Stadium with my son, Michael. I certainly don't want to go back in the winter. I'm not fond of December in New England. They can have New England in December. I will let you know. I'll know soon. I want to try and make a flight within the next couple of weeks. I was telling the audience last night during my show, the Columbus Bowling Palace, where the PBA Tour is bowling this week, is exactly where I took the Budweiser bus 40 years ago, from that bowling center parking lot. I commandeered it on a ride around Columbus at 2:30 in the morning. It's a legendary story. It's for real. I'm the only person alive that can say he actually stole the Budweiser bus and got away with it and kept his job. It is legendary. It is the truth. Augie Bush was still alive. I wonder how he liked it. Larry Lickstein took the Budweiser bus. One of my Hall of Fame credentials. I'm very proud of it. At 2:30 in the morning, I got behind the wheel of that mother and I drove it without permission. And it was the nicest ride I ever took. It's not only the most beautiful bus, but it had free beer in it. Took it from the Columbus Bowling Palace in October of 1986. And I was questioned heavily the next morning by the commissioner of the PBA that really questioned me about my sanity. And he said, "How could you do such a thing?" And I looked at him and said, "It just looked too good. I had to drive it." And he started laughing. And I thought for sure it was going to cost me my job. Somehow they kept me for another 10 years. I don't know how. But yeah, that's one of the highlights of my career.
I feel like you always put your feet up on something. It's like a water park.
What up, lady?
Yes, Michelle's very aware of me. You know, Michelle, the night that I took Dad's convertible in '65 was the night that the Windsor Locks Little League came home from Williamsport and won the Little League World Series. And I took it and I went to Windsor Locks when the buses came back at 4 in the morning after those kids were on Wide World of Sports with Jim McKay and Jackie Robinson, and had my dad's '64 Chevy convertible that night. And I was a mischievous young soul. All right, got some good scores on lane 13. Obviously, some strings here on 9 and 10. Good scores tonight in game one. I didn't think we would see them, but there they are. Everybody's finishing real strong, which means game two could be real exciting for us to see a few 300 games. We had a chance in game one with John Fleisinger of Lake Placid, Florida. When the Hadler family built the Columbus Bowling Palace in '83 and '4, it was state of the art. And we went in there that fall, and it was a palace. That was the first fall that Earl Anthony did the telecast with Jay Randolph on NBC Sports. That was the fall tour, and we bowled there. We bowled the Brunswick World Open in Chicago. We bowled at Taylor Lanes in Detroit. We bowled in Rochester, New York, the Kodak Open on NBC Sports that fall. It was like 5 or 6 tournaments. Stella would know them. And it was a fantastic, beautiful venue. It was a palace. I'm sure it still is. But I was there in year one, 1984. And we had the Bud Open there then, and we did every year, 85 and 86. I don't remember when we stopped going there. I know we were going in '88, still going there. Don't remember how long. Stella might remember. Rochester was the best. Every year in Rochester back then, we would see Carmen Basilio, who fought Sugar Ray Robinson. Carmen was an avid bowler in his life as a senior. And Basilio fought Ray Robinson, fought Gene Fulmer, fought the great boxers of the 50s and 60s. And we also saw Kenny Kaiser a lot. Kenny Kaiser was an American League umpire, a big guy, and he did American League games in his career for about 20 years. I remember asking Kaiser about different players from the 70s and 80s. Asked him a lot about Reggie Jackson, Bernie Williams. Wanted to know about them. Wanted to know about Yastrzemski. It was wonderful, the stories that he had. He was a great guy. He would be there every year for the Rochester Open. '84, no Rochester? Oh, okay. Really? No Rochester in '84? Where the heck did we go? Stella can just tell us all of them. It's crazy. How about Taylor Lanes? Were we in Michigan? Taylor Lanes. Brunswick World Open in Chicago. Columbus. Oh, we went to Charlotte. We bowled at George Pappas's in Charlotte in '84. Now I remember. Yes, we did. That was the last tournament of the '84 Fall Tour was Charlotte. Now I remember. San Antonio, that's right. We started there. Boy, you're unbelievable, Stella. That was a tournament won by Louis Blancardi and John Forst. They won the PBA doubles, senior doubles. Boy, what a memory you got, Stella. Once you jarred it loose for me, though, I knew who won them. I don't remember who won at Pappas's, though, in '84. Roth beat Holman. Oh my God. That's all we had to hear. Again, hard to believe Robert Eddy down there starting his 8th year of owning this center today. I went up and congratulated him. What a job. What a job he did here. And in our league, going into tonight, the average leaders are very close with Stolfer at 242.62, Cross at 241.97, and Miller at 241.21. High series in the league is Stolfer and Cross with 847. And as of last week, we had $33 300 games going into tonight. And as crazy as it sounds, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, nobody's had 2. And that one alone is flooring me. No one with 2. Again, there'll be no King of the Hill tonight. Jerry's taking a little break from the action. I think he was very disappointed with the turnout of the last bracket buster, and I don't blame him. I think there's a time when, if you're not going to be successful, time to rest a little bit and regroup. We did not think we'd only have 14 bowlers in that tournament, and that's all we had. And at that point, it was time to regroup, and I don't blame him a bit. He put in a lot of work, a lot of time, and no one showed. So at that point, we rest. Now, Robert is taking over some scratch events, and there will be one a week from Sunday with 500 added by Audie. So that's going to be interesting. This Saturday, we are running the doubles handicap tournament. Bowlers will bowl 5 games, moving pairs. The top 3 teams will be in a step ladder. Again, no tournament Easter Sunday. And no tournament Sunday, the 26th, is our card show. Here, the Pokemon show, and Robert does not have tournaments on that deal. That's every 3 months.
Look what Packy just shot, first 3. 269, 299, 279.
To lead?
No, look at this.
Is he leading?
No, he's second. 254 average, 254 average, 249, 247. Look at this. The top 20, Belmonte is 238 average for 21 games.
How do they hold up that much? How do they get lanes to hold up like that? All these guys are 500 and they don't break down? And get them inside, flopped in the gutter or
They're
something?
all pretty much playing in and cooking it. Nobody's often okay. All in 16 blocks. All that rough rate.
Wow.
We're not using everything.
Wow. Wow. I guess Ryan Barnes is leading in Columbus with Pecky Hanrahan right on his back. And there is the great Rakoski, folks. And we're watching him. I guess he bowled pretty good this week. Oh, he's looking better. I mean, he might have had a church there, but he's throwing the ball a little faster. Those feet got moving, and I like seeing that. So far, I haven't heard any bad news about his hands, so that's good. So it looks like he's going to be able to go out on that senior tour from the way it looks, and we're all thrilled about that. Going to be wishing him a lot of luck. He's getting ready to go to the Nationals in a few weeks with Matt McNeil. Keep in mind, they did win an Eagle 3 years ago. You know, if Brian Barnes wins this weekend, now keep in mind that's history because that will be another father and son. So we've got bowling on the tour currently. Brian Barnes won with it, could win, son of Chris Barnes. Kevin McCune, the son of Eugene McCune, a PBA champion, and Kyle Troop, son of Guppy Troop, a PBA champion and a bowler of the year. So historic if the young man can win. He's certainly poised to win. He's got several TV shows under his belt. It's obvious he's not afraid of anybody. And right now he's averaging over 250 in this tournament in Columbus. I guess 40th place is averaging 238. Some crazy number like that. I don't know. Obviously those guys are capable of it. Kind of surprised they're that high, but you know, people like to watch strikes. You know, people do not like spare shooting contests. So if you're going to err on the high side. You know, my philosophy's always been that in today's day and age, because the minute there's low scores, everybody says, "Whoa, we can beat that at home. Those guys shot 150. We're better than that at home," and they're not better than that at home. But they say that because they're clueless. There aren't too many people at home that can go out and win on that tour. I was with Pete Weber when he won his first event in Windsor Locks, my hometown, in 1982. We called his father from the press room that day. I watched the show, worked the show, and Dick was crying. And I got on the phone and I said to Dick, it was wonderful. Congratulations. We know what this means to you. He was crying. He watched from his home in St. Louis. Pete went on to win 37 times. But I was there for tournament one, many of his wins, up till 96, of course. But he won where I learned how to bowl. And that was a freak out for me. Always will be. Anyways, the scoring, again, a little on the low side tonight. Of course, a lot of times somebody can shoot 800, and I don't know who it is. Like last night, Duda had 812. I didn't know it until he told me. They are a little tricky and have been the last few weeks. Not what I would call impossible by any sense of the word, but a little tricky, it looks like. And again, anytime you're dealing with older panels, a lane machine, and obviously the maintenance of it, all it takes is the most minute difference, and I'm talking minute, and it can affect the ball reaction. And a lot of times you can't see it because the machine won't indicate it. A lot of people don't realize how complicated that machine is. It can look like it's oiling perfectly, but when the bowlers are on it, it's not what they had a week earlier. We fight that as, employees and proprietors and house pros. We fight that because we know it's not negligence. What it is a machine that can fool you as great as the machine is. And it is a great, great machine. But like any other machine, there's a tendency at times for something to be basically invisible until you bowl on it for a few weeks and you go, well, wait a minute, scores aren't what they're supposed to be, and something's going on, and you have to try and find it. And boy, it's not the easiest thing. I can't believe Joe Panko. I didn't realize that was Jack Nicklaus. I didn't want to eavesdrop. I was tired, half asleep. I didn't do a lot today. I rested. I heard his voice. It sounded like an old man. I didn't know it was the Golden Bear. Oh, I'm sick. I am sick. I'm sitting here. I got sick thinking about it. How could I have done that? Our Cherubini's on. Welcome aboard. Sherry Bell is on. Shay is on. Welcome aboard, Shay. Nice to have you with us tonight, my dear. Shay can strike. I would not bowl Shay, even in my prime. I'd say, nope, no, I don't want nothing to do with her. Steve Klompkin, the great Hall of Famer that works for Storm, married a beautiful lady named Marcia Komrowski. And Marcia was from New England. And the last NEBA that I won in 1998, one-game matches, I drew her in match 2. And she started with a 5-bagger, and I had a double and an open. And I remember thinking to myself, not only did she throw it good, but I was going to get beat. And I was sitting there, hoping she made a mistake. And I caught a triple late, and it was close. She was on a strike, and she left a 4, 6, 7, 10 and lost. Anyways, I saw her at the induction ceremony for Bill and Barbara Chrisman in Las Vegas at the Hall of Fame in 2022. Hadn't seen her in many years. She's beautiful. And she since then had married Steve, who's a USBC Hall of Famer, great bowler. And we were talking, and I said, you know how much you scared me in 1998 when I bowled you? And she started giggling. And I said, you had me on the ropes, and I did not like it. And I was bowling in front of the hometown people. And I knew if you beat me, I'd never hear the end of it. And I said, when you threw that open late, I realized I might have a chance at beating you. I went on to win, and it was the only time in my life that I ever bowled a woman in a sudden death match was Steve's wife, Marcia, on July 28th, 1998. And it was so interesting because back then, women were just starting to bowl men's tournaments. It was kind of rare before that. And, of course, when Wendy McPherson won the singles at the USBC, that changed everything. The minute Wendy beat all the men and shot 8-11 and got an eagle, well, next thing you know, 12 years later, Kelly Kulick winning the tournament champions, beating Chris Barnes. And now, women are obviously bowling all majors. Now, believe it or not, only 2 women bowled the Masters last week, which surprised the heck out of me. Liz Johnson bowled it, and somebody else, I don't know who. But that one shocked me. I thought for sure there would have been more than 2 ladies to bowl it, especially some of the younger ones that, are capable of putting some revs on it with the 2-hand style. And there's many. I've been following Bella Castillo. They call her Bella Love. She's a skinny little thing, but boy, is she good. She is going to be a great bowler professionally. And I can't think of the other girl's name. I'd know it the minute somebody said it. She's fantastic. She's right-handed, wears glasses. I think she's got an Italian last name. She's fantastic. She's going to be a great champion. Women bowling have big leaps and bounds in recent years. Katarina Hagler's team winning in the ladies division for U Pike a few weeks ago. Now she's a college champion. Boulder Junior Leagues here in Southwest Florida and Dade County or Broward County. So the ladies tour is starting soon. It's going to be fun watching that. Bob Hanley was on our show a few weeks back, and I was thinking about how great he is. That's a guy that is going to be got to be on the PBA Hall of Fame ballot. He's right there with Ryan Schaefer and obviously Guppy Troop. an outstanding record. I don't think he's in the PBA Hall. I'm pretty sure he isn't. He might. I hope he is, but I don't think he is. But when his name got on, I immediately flashed back to him 50 years ago in the 70s. Other than Mark Roth, Hanley might have thrown the strongest ball on tour. It was devastating. And Lisa's on. Last night, Lisa had 290. Lisa Ward, very nice, Lisa. That's the second highest game for a lady in this house other than Chrissy Stewart. I don't recall any other ladies bowling 298 or 9 or 7. They might have. I might have missed them. Keep in mind, I'm not watching every night. But that could be the second highest game on a ladies' side this year. Dr. Lima right there with 246. Murillo Lima is a general practitioner. He's a family doctor, a wonderful man. He's had a little boy. Haven't seen much of him since he had a baby. Him and his wife, a beautiful boy. And I want to... Very nice man. Out of Brazil. And a great soccer player in his life. And Stouffer coming up now on lane 19. Very disappointed. I really thought he'd bowl well at the Masters. He'd been bowling so great and had a bad first block and then could never dig out. Had a real good second block. But by then, he had spotted the field so many pins. And in that tournament, one bad block is usually enough when they're that high scoring to knock you out. And unfortunately, David couldn't get on track in his opening block. Bowled very well and then just never got enough. And there's nothing more frustrating than driving 1,300 miles and then failing. It's very hard to swallow, especially when I know what a competitor David is. He didn't go there to lose, believe me. But with that field, you can't make any mistakes. There's just no way you can go in there and average 195 for 5 games and expect to stay up with 400 people. There's just no way. And that's what he did in his first block. I think it was about 192 or 3. And that's all it took. He was gone. Could never catch up. In the old days, scoring was so low. And my first Masters was 8 games of qualifying, 2 4-game blocks. That was it. And I shot 1608, 8 over for 8 games. I averaged 201 and qualified 62nd of 63 boulders. I snuck in with 1608 in 1968. This goes to show you what has happened since then.
We service all the lines, so I know that one. I know that one.
Chrissy with a pretty good game here. Yes, with 1 rubber ball, a Manhattan rubber. Hook Troll A. John Pfister right there of Brightview Financial, one of our sponsors. John putting up money for the Audi League on Tuesday nights. One of our masking units or scoring unit sponsors. We want to thank John at Brightview for all the kindness. Excellent bowler. Yes, I was 18, Lou. It's my first year out of high school. Went there in April of '68 with my brother-in-law Martin and Gary Tarvella. We took a ride from Windsor Locks to Cincinnati. And we stayed in Covington, Kentucky in a Holiday Inn. A long time ago. Hey, how you doing, David? Now keep in mind the team right here with Baranecki won the league last year. They have not won a segment yet this year. So they're going to be in the roll-off, of course. The roll-off 6 weeks from tonight is quite different than it has been previously. Every team is in the roll-off. And as we get closer, I'll get a format sheet from Keep Cross. There's round buys. In other words, the top 4 teams are going to get a bye for 2 rounds. But the bottom 40 teams, or 38 teams, I believe, are going to bowl 1 game where half the field moves on. And it's going to be Baker. So we'll have more information for you. It should be a great evening. Keep in mind, in this last 9-week segment, there's still $29,000 in prize money. Every 9-week segment was around $29,500. So that's right about $118,000 the way to figure it. That was paid out. The rest is in the roll-off that last evening. Week 37, 6 weeks from now. Judy Smolkowski's on. Welcome aboard. Judy, hope you're doing well, my dear.
So obviously you don't put 9 in a row, so.
Wow. How's that shot? That was a beautiful shot by Paul. Just no break there. Solid 9. That ball just continued right through the pin deck. Stella, what's breaking news, Stella? I hope it's good. If it's bad, please don't tell me. We need some good news, like any kind of good news. Dr. Pepper is a sponsor of the PBA. That's good news. Really? Well, that's about the best news I've heard in a long time, because national brands go a long way for credibility. That's fantastic. They just announced it. Dr. Pepper. Wow. How about that? That means on TV, it is conceivable that we could see Dr. Pepper spare balls. What do you think? You know how they make those Visiballs, right? Wouldn't that be nice if there was a Dr. Pepper ball? I think that would be out of this world. Shooting the 10 pins, right? They hold it up and there's a bottle of Dr. Pepper on the side of that ball. I'd promote them to everybody in this center for spare balls. I'd say get a Dr. Pepper Visiball, a spare ball. How about that? Wow. You know, it makes sense being that Bolero owns 400 centers. I think we'll start seeing Dr. Pepper in every one of their centers. Why not? I mean, it's a great drink. It's famous. That's the perfect marriage. In my opinion, that's the best news I've heard in a long time.
Attention all guests, this is your last call for kitchen orders. Snack bar will be closing soon. Again, this is your last call for kitchen orders.
What do you got? What do you got going in? Huh? 512. Not bad. That's a good series for anybody. John Huff with 512 going in. Again, he won a few weeks back. And he is still a great bowler in his 60s. And he's getting ready to go to the USBC. Dr. Pepper's made by Pepsi. I did not know that. Never knew that, Lou. Yes. Want to give me a slice? Thank you. About time to cook me to dinner. I got me a free slice of pizza, folks. Jason Land just made my night. Here we go. I got free dinner. Free dinner right out of Ocala, Florida. All right. Thank you very much. Look at this. Free dinner for Litchi. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Boy, is that good news. Finally, a very notable brand. You would think with many people that bowl and like soft drinks, that's a perfect marriage. Wouldn't that be nice if they threw a little money into the tournament champions, right? In Akron. You never know. Anything can happen.
it out on this one. That glue is like 2.5 foot I like saltwater Larry, you want the last one?
Go, somebody. Thank you. Thank you.
You get another pizza?
I got free pizza.
Free pizza.
As long as it's free. Nice game. How you doing there? What's going on?
We're doing.
How'd you bowl tonight?
That
Feel good? Sitting here with my buddy Brian Copeland of Paradise Vintage. And again, we want to thank you and Beth for helping us now in your second year. Thank you. Feel nice you guys to do that for us. How's business at the store?
we're doing good.
Doing good at Paradise Vintage?
Not too bad. Not too bad. We're having a pretty good year.
Having a good year so far? You happy?
Oh, yeah.
You like the business?
Yeah. It's a good business to be in.
Perfect location now.
I know it.
That went from one of the weaker ones to the one of better ones real quick.
I know it. All them houses went, all them condos went up in
Oh,
a hurry.
I know. It's remarkable the change at that corner. It's clean and beautiful, and all of a sudden it looks respectable. No doubt about it. You know, when they build about 400 condos behind a bank, it usually looks good.
Yeah.
Instead of an old plaza that was rotting away with a leaky roof.
Yeah.
What was that place, a den of iniquity?
And all-
Unbelievable.
All the homeless people living over there behind it.
Oh, it was horrible. Rat infested. I mean, what a dump. You guys got lucky. I'm happy, though. They had to do that. It's only right for the community to have gotten that other eyesore out of there. It's a beautiful corner now.
I know it.
I know. I love it. Glad for North Fort Myers. Perfect for the business people. Perfect for Marina Town. You know, everybody's going to benefit from that.
Oh yeah, it's already made a big difference over there.
Well, that's why when I lived in Marina Town, that was a tough corner to walk to 10, 12 years ago. You got a little nervous at night. Now it's perfect. All lit up and beautiful.
Well, I'm gonna run home. Don't forget Sunday,
I'll see you Sunday.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Sunday. I'll be there.
A little smoked meat.
Smoke meat. Count me in. I'll be there. Going to drive the Jag over and put the top down if it ain't raining. I'm ready.
There you go.
Thank you for inviting me as usual. Look forward to seeing you guys Sunday.
You have a good evening.
You too. Thank you, sir. Brian Copeland, who invites me over to his house for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. And I got to be honest with you, I couldn't be with a nicer family than Brian and Beth. And was there with Brian's mom and dad a few years ago, who he has since lost. I had a chance to meet his dad. He was a wonderful man. And when you have a family dinner with a close family like that, where the mother and father come down from Tennessee, and I don't have any family here other than my son Larry, and I had nowhere to go on Christmas and the last few New Year's. And then I met Gina, and I had a chance to have a holiday dinner with Gina and her family. Boy, it means so much to be with a family on the holidays, especially if you've been alone a few years. It's just really nice. Met Gina's sister and her husband and their friends, wonderful people. We had a nice dinner together. Gina was in charge at dinner. She took over. I have some wonderful friends in my life here, and blessed, truly blessed. The dinners mean everything. It really is very special. Holiday dinners are so nice when you're with friends and their families. I wish I could have been in New England with my son for many dinners in recent years, but at 1,700 miles away, it just didn't work out. Keep in mind, this Saturday, our handicap doubles will be on the air at 12:45. 85% at 2:35. The bowlers are going to bowl 5 games. We will have a top 3 stepladder this Saturday, April 4th. Nothing Sunday, April 5th. Easter Sunday, we will have a day of rest, which all of us, I'm sure, feel real good about. Just one day here and there means so much. Again, lower scores tonight, no 300s. One of those nights where they just look a little spotty. Looks like the ball coming off the oil. It's not real aggressive. That usually means the back ends might be a little tricky. It does happen on these older panels. But they're still very playable. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of 700s, but no 300s tonight.
Now it's a real problem.
Mike Edge right here on lane 30 had 300 money night. I'm so happy for Mike. He throws it pretty good. Very tall, a very long swing, very good control. Does some coaching here on Saturday morning with our juniors. Very controlled game, very deliberate. Attaboy, hold it. Oh, yeah. How about that one? Well, thank you, Lou, for the kind words. I appreciate that very much. Very nice of you. My little side coaching is okay. I don't dislike doing it. What I do have problems with is when the people I coach can't get better or haven't gotten better. Boy, it bothers me. I don't like it. I feel like I should be able to help everybody, but sometimes it is an uphill battle when you're dealing with people that are having a hard time on the lanes. Very frustrating. And I think all coaches in bowling feel that. I've talked about it with several of my dear friends that coach in this country. And it's, what do you do when you got somebody and they're paying you and you can't get them to improve? And they all say the same thing. Try to find something that they can do. Try to give them something. Some type of hope.
Mitch, you did.
Mike,
You want to know the good news?
the good news.
Yeah.
Let me hear. Hold on a minute.
No, you don't gotta put me on camera for this one.
I got to put you on
I'm
camera.
having a bad hair day.
You have a fan club. What's the good news?
What? No, no. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal news.
Yes. I'm in the sixth frame with a 72.
72 in the sixth.
Yeah. I'm having a day.
72 in the sixth.
Yes. You ain't
Well,
gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do all that.
well,
You ain't gotta do all that.
there's a couple of things that are very positive about that.
I might break 100.
No, you can't bowl any worse.
No, you should have seen me bowling yesterday.
No, don't tell me that.
I'm telling you, that 111, I got scared.
You bowled 111.
I think I had to strike out for that 111 too.
111.
I was a man on a mission. I really was.
Well, just think about the person that bowled 112 and beat you.
And got the pot.
And got the pot?
They got the mystery game.
They got the mystery game?
Yes, yesterday at 112.
A 112 got the mystery game.
Yes.
You're not serious, are
I'm
you?
dead serious, sir.
A 112 got the mystery game and you bowled 111.
Yes, sir.
So you couldn't even bowl 112.
Trust me, man. I tried every bit of it.
Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
For what? I'm having a good time.
But I had a tournament like that in my life.
A tournament? You mean competitive shots?
I flew to Las Vegas in 2009. Bowled a team event with the great John Janowitz, who's the #1 senior player in the world. He was my partner, along with Pikachu. And I bowled 299 with those guys.
Hell yeah.
At 176 and 123, right
Wait.
behind it.
I thought that was one game.
No, it's 2 games. Well, after the 123, I started to cry and I wanted to quit.
I'm about that with you.
I understand. Well, we're going to watch Tony now on 46. Raphael's coming up here right now. Raphael Augusto. So that's Tony Crossing, who got an interesting game. It never goes right to right or left to right. It's right to left. When he lays the ball down, wherever he lays it down, it's left at the arrows. One of the few bowlers in this bowling center that is what we call a dead pointer. Points everything at the pocket. A pointer. It's the old game. It's the way people bowled in the 60s and 70s. Here comes Eddie the Dude, who had 800 last night. The Dude looking good. And there's
You want to hear something that might be talked about
now we
forever?
got David Stouffer's here with me right now.
They're in Ohio bowling. Francois just did this.
Francois Lebois just went 290, 226, 300, 299, 299,
277.
277. How much is that for 6 games? 16-1. $290, 226, 300, 299, 299, 277. He went 875 the last three. Francois Lebois. They're bowling in Ohio.
Francois just did this right now. 290, 220, 300, 299, 299, 277.
Well, he had 875 his last three. Wow. Well, see what Francois Lebois just shot in the tournament. He went 225. Tell David, read those scores again. Listen to these scores. I don't got to read them.
290, 226, 300, 299, 299. That game is 277.
That's 1,600 plus.
3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, to be honest with you. My opinion is very simple. These guys are the best in the world. I'd rather see them bowling real good than real bad. That little show 2 weeks ago with that 288 ending was so embarrassing for all of us. We don't want to see that. The pros don't want to see it. The sponsors don't want to see it. The industry doesn't want to see it. I don't know anybody that wants to see it. And if they're going to, bowl, let them give telephone numbers. I mean, it's the day and age of high scores. We all know that. Every night in this country, somebody shoots 850, 860, 870 every night. So the pros may as well do it. Some people don't like it. I can understand it. I don't like a lot of things too. But if I had a choice and I knew they were bowling high and I knew I could lower their scores or lower the cost of gasoline per gallon, I would lower the cost of gasoline per gallon and let them bowl anything they want. I want to pay $2.75 a gallon again, and I hope they all shoot 260s and 270s. It's a new scoring record. Oh, I'll bet it is. That 57 years ago in Japan, Billy Hardwick for 8 games bowled 21.65. It was not sanctioned, and it wasn't considered a regular PBA event. It was an invitational. So the record never counted. But 565 over for 8 games with a rubber ball. He averaged 270 for 8 games with a rubber ball. I want you to think about that one for a minute. 2165 for 8 games. For many years, a bowler out of Burlingame, California, who I knew very well in the 70s, named Ron Lisher. Ron Lisher threw the ball fantastic. He never won on tour. He did make a few TV shows. He had the 8-game record for many, many years. And I believe he bowled somewhere in the 70s. Might have been Toledo. I don't remember where. Might have been in California somewhere. He had the 8-game record for quite a few years. Then when urethane and resin came out, the record went by the wayside. But he bowled his with a plastic roto grip. It was a big 2100 for 8. Of course, one of the records that the PBA has never had, can you believe the national tours never had a 900? There's been about 45 of them bowled overall. The senior tour had it with Joe Scarborough at the Villages, but the national tours never had a 900. What is the odds of that? I mean, these guys are so great, it's not even funny. Hit it. It did hit it. But no one's ever bowled 900 in a national PBA event. But Lavoie just went 300, 299, 299. But in a 6-game block, it has to be games 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. He went 300, 299, 299 in games. I think 3, 4, and 5. Yes, 299, 300, 299, 299 in games 3, 4, 5, which would not count as a 898. And his last 4 games were 898 and 277 were his last 4 games were 1175. Perfect is 1200. Last 4 games 1175. That's a record. See what Francois just LeVois just bowled his last 4 games. And
Yeah, 300, 299, 299, 270 something.
his last 4 games, 1175 for 4. Last 4.
What's going on?
It's cold. They got the strike shoes on.
It's hard to carry that many times.
Oh, I know. You know, I was just telling our audience, the national tour, as great as they are, 64 years since the national tour started. It's 1962 was the first year they had a tour. No one's ever bowled 900 on the national tour. So no matter what, there's 45 of them right now, but never done on the national tour for 64 years. You would have thought between Anthony, Belmonte, Walter Ray, somebody, you know, these guys that could get locked in, Roth, Holman, you know, guys like Albee that never missed a pocket all day long. Billy Hardwick never missed a pocket. Nobody could do it. To this day, nobody did it, which I find remarkable because 45 league bowlers did it. Interesting little stat. You'd think at one time in 64 years, one pro would have had 3 in a row.
You know, there's a league bowler did it twice.
Yeah, but that one's in question. That's Mush there.
Yeah.
Yes, we did it as makeup matches with no witnesses.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, I can assure you, I would bowl 900 in a makeup match with no witnesses. I can assure you I'd have done it at least once, but I never thought of it. You see, but once you thought of it, you go, oh, yeah, I could do that. I can't believe he got away with it. And they sanctioned both of them.
I know.
And there was no witnesses either time. You'd have had at least 7, 8, 900s by now, as good as you were. I'd only had 1, but you'd have had 7, 8, 900s. What kind of a?
The most I ever started with was the first 21.
That's fantastic.
I had 300 in the front 9
Yeah, yeah.
at Easter Lane, so I left the 10 pin and
Yeah.
got a strike, 279.
The most I ever had in a row was 20. New Orleans in 1970 qualifying. I went strike spare 10, 280. Started the next game with 10, 289. In the last game, I shot 149 to tie for 24th spot. We had to have a roll off. And I won that 171 to 149. So I qualified 24th and I ended up there.
So, you know, I'm going through all this baseball stuff.
Yeah.
And I find some of my bowling
Yeah.
memorabilia. When 1992, when we won the team,
Yeah.
I also, right after we won the team, I stayed and bowled the Masters and made the cut,
Yeah.
made the match play in the Masters.
Yeah.
So 92 was a hell of a year for me.
Yeah.
I win the team, and then I make the match play,
Where'd you make the match play?
Corpus Christi,
Corpus Christi in 92.
and I crossed with Ross, Brian Voss.
You crossed with Voss.
Yeah, Voss. I crossed
How
with
about that?
Voss.
How about that game?
So,
Was that beautiful or what?
yeah, so him and I are bowling together. He doesn't say shit to me, okay? He doesn't say anything to me.
Yeah, yeah.
We get to the last game, and he finally sees I can bowl.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause I have
Yeah.
79 games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I shoot 135 over or something.
Yeah,
He gets
yeah.
the last game, and he looks at me, and I was leading off, and he says, "You got this pair, looking more." And I'm like, "You just paid me a compliment."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't one for compliments either.
"No," but he did. He backhanded a compliment by asking me. 'Cause He
Yeah.
didn't speak to me the whole day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now he knew I could bowl a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then he says,
Well, yeah, you got acknowledged because you could execute it.
"So."
You're not a person, you're an executioner.
So I loved it. I loved bowling with him. You know, we
That was
10,
great.
for 10 games.
Great player.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a good. I didn't realize. I forgot that I made the Masters the same year as we
Yeah.
won the title.
Yeah.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
And we won the Pennsylvania State that year as well.
Yeah. You won everything in Pennsylvania.
We did.
You probably won horseshoe tournaments that nobody knows about.
It was once.
Al Holtheiser, my dear friend from Reading,
I saw your
Pennsylvania.
post on.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah,
Pretty
really
cool, huh?
good. I didn't recognize her yet. Stash and everything.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
You were fucking something.
That was actually me.
I know it was.
I know. What do you got?
610.
Not bad.
590 last night.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm better.
Good.
I think.
Good. You look better. I watched you throw some shots tonight. You
Okay.
look like you had control. Look like
Felt better.
Look like you're throwing it pretty good.
Better than shooting 400.
Oh yeah, you don't want any 400s. All right, folks, we're going to be closing up here shortly. Again, as usual, I want to thank all of you for being with us this evening. We got a few pairs we're going to keep our eye on here until everybody finishes. Again, it looks like a record tonight for 6 games. Might have been broken in the PBA by Lavoie, and I'm glad, and I'm super glad they lined up Pepsi Dr. Pepper to be a sponsor. I think that's what we all want. Because I don't believe anybody in the world does not want that tour to make it. That's a bowler. So that is a big shot in the arm for the PBA, and we're all happy about that. And as Joe Panko would tell you, I like green peppers. I also like Dr. Pepper, but I like green peppers. Green peppers are $20 bills. John Smith is watching. Laura Howard, welcome aboard, everybody. We're just going to be closing it down pretty quick now. Again, another great night of bowling here at Lightning Strikes for week 31. A little lower than we hoped this evening. I'm sure the boys will look into that a little bit. Unfortunately, there are times when the scores do drop. It's the nature of the sport. But I'm sure next week they'll probably be a little easier. I do think it's okay. Don't get me wrong.
I need a caddy for the balls.
I'm with you. I like it here and there when a night is a little more challenging. Again, it does add some skill to the league where they're tougher, but it makes you work harder. And when you bowl well, you appreciate it. So hopefully some bowlers had good evening. Good evening. Eddie Duda looks like he's having a great evening. I think he's over 700 again. He's been bowling very well. The dude sponsoring here.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Debbie Janino's on. Welcome aboard, Debbie. Oh my God, look at the dude. Don't tell me he lost the game doing that. I think he tied. I think he needed to make that spare to win the game, and he missed it. Left the 6 pin. Oh my God. I hope not. What a terrible way to end the night. But again, that's part of the sport. It's the ebb and flow of a league as it runs the 36-week season. There are no gimmies. I mean, you got to come out here and earn it every week. And it looks like we're done. I think we got one pair left. That's the Stouffer pair down here with Allshire. I think they're done for the evening. Look at Stouffer with all strikes and one spare, a 4-bagger and a double. So he struggled tonight too. Obviously, they're a little tricky. And again, I want to thank all of you. We're going to be taking a break now for a couple of days. Going to relax a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow or Friday. I can't believe I have 2 in a row. And I work Saturday, and then I got off again Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to take Monday off. And I was going to do some coaching. I'm going to try to get 4 out of 5 here, which very seldom happens to me, and I need it. And again, I want to thank all of you. We will see you Saturday and Sunday, or this Saturday at 1:15. Happy Easter for Sunday. We won't be bowling. On behalf of Robert, Eddie, and all of us here at Lightning Strikes, thanks for joining us. Good luck and good bowling. See you Saturday at 1:15.